What's up everyone, Adam here from Cape Crawlers, and today we're taking a look at the new Furitek Lizard Ultimate for the Axial SCX24. Welcome back to the channel everybody, got a great video for you today. We're going to take a look at some Furitek electronics for the Axial SCX24. We've got our hands on the new Lizard Ultimate ESC. Now this is a direct step up and an upgrade from the Lizard Pro with Bluetooth. So it's this really nice, beautifully machined, great looking piece of hardware here in this nice aluminum casing. It's got a little bit more juice, a little more output, a little more power than the Lizard Pro. You don't have the Bluetooth dongle hanging off of it. So it's all in this nice compact casing here. It is waterproof, or so they say. And we are going to find out just how waterproof it is. Whether it's water resistant or waterproof, we're going to find out. So we're going to kick this thing off with a close look at the Lizard Ultimate. I really want to showcase this nice aluminum casing, the fit and finish that Furitek has really just done a great job with on this thing. I want to compare it to the Lizard Pro, both from a visual perspective and a size perspective, but also from a features and benefits perspective. Because it is more money. When you do upgrade to this, you're stepping up in price. I want to understand what you're getting for that extra money. I want you guys to understand what you're getting for that extra money to see if we can make an informed decision on whether or not it's worth it to step up to the Lizard Ultimate over the Lizard Pro with Bluetooth module. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to put it in a rig. I think we're going to put it in Snaggletooth, the deadbolt. Snaggletooth is currently running the Lizard Pro. It's got the Lizard Pro with Bluetooth module, and it's just kind of flopping around in the chassis, and I'm really not happy with how it's situated. Similarly to the Gladiator that we just upgraded, I really want to clean up the electronics and shore it up. So this will be a great way to do this because it's just, I could imagine this is going to fit really well and going to sit really securely somewhere just based on fit and finish and the feel of it. So I think this will be a great way to clean up the electronics. And then we're going to take it for a swim. Furitek tells me that it's waterproof. I emailed them and I said, can I submerge it? And they said, go for it. So we're going to find out if it's truly waterproof or not. So stick around for that. It's going to be fun. But let's kick this off with a close look at this thing. So let's check it out. So let's take a close look at the Lizard Ultimate here. Again, right off the bat, you notice right out of the package, just the beautiful hardware of this aluminum case. It's got the red anodized cover. It's got the Furitek logo, Lizard Ultimate printed right on there. It's got these nice beveled edges with the raw aluminum finish. So as the light catches this thing, it just looks so sharp. Just a really, really nice looking piece of hardware here. You know, Furitek has just been doing a great job with their hardware. I say that a lot because everything I seem to get my hands on from them, they just do a really good job with their fit and finish. I'm really impressed with how they present their hardware. So I like it a lot. It comes in this little package. No instructions or anything came with it. It was just this in a plastic bag. It's got your connector for your receiver. So that is one thing I'm going to point out right away, is that this is not a fully closed system. So like the Lizard Pro, you still need a receiver for this. Now this can work with the Avatar system, with the micro receiver that's available to work with the Avatar, or it can work with other receivers. It can work with the stock receiver, Fly Sky, whatever you have. So it can work with other receivers as well, but it does need to have that external receiver. This is just the ESC. So keep that in mind. This is not a closed solution. You will need to piggyback this onto another piece of electronics of your choosing. So again, some of the key features of this thing, like I said, it does have the closed aluminum case. It is waterproof. It is a little more powerful than the Lizard Pro. So you get a constant current of 40 amps as opposed to 30 amps with the Lizard Pro. And you get a burst of 60 amps as opposed to 50 amps with the Lizard Pro. So you get a little more juice out of this thing. It is up to 8.4 volts. So if you want to run a heavy duty servo, you got plenty of juice to run that. It does have the internal Bluetooth module. So this will sync right up to the Furitek Furicar app. And there is no external dongle or anything like that. This is all you have. The Bluetooth is an internal module, so that's really cool. It's just this standalone Bluetooth enabled ESC, which is cool. I like that. Size on this thing, it's 30 millimeters by 17 millimeters, and it weighs about 7 grams. So let's compare this to the Lizard Pro. So here we have a Lizard Pro. I do not have the Bluetooth dongle attached to it, so keep in mind that that would be another item hanging off of the Lizard Pro here. But as you can see from a size perspective, it's a little bigger in size than the Lizard Pro. It's a little longer, a little thicker, and a little wider as well. So just in kind of all the dimensions, it's just a little bit bigger. And you think they've included the Bluetooth dongle in there, so it's just got more internals going on, and then they've enclosed everything in this aluminum case and given it a nice rectangular shape. So it's still very similar in size. Keep in mind this will not look as clean when we plug all the wires into it, because we will still need all of this wiring to go into the Lizard Ultimate, but just from a visual perspective, it is a much nicer looking piece of hardware here. Now we're going to talk about price, because it is a step up in price. So the Lizard Ultimate is $110 as opposed to $80. So you're about $30 more roughly. And I think this is actually on sale for $100 at the time of this recording. But give or take, you're $20 to $30 more for the Lizard Ultimate. So those are the major differences. Similarities, it runs the same software. When you hook this thing up via Bluetooth, you're going to run the same app. It's going to have the same features. It's going to have your throttle curve, your real-time telemetry, all of your customization options. The Furicar app is going to act exactly the same. So you do get that great software along with the hardware that is basically identical to the Lizard Pro. So there are a lot of similarities here. This is really just kind of like the big brother to the Lizard Pro, and it's just wrapped up in a nicer piece of aluminum hardware with the Bluetooth internal, and you do get the waterproofing. So now that we've taken a look at the specs, we've done a visual comparison against the Lizard Pro, we've talked about the price and some of the key features. Now we're going to put it in a build. So we're going to put it in old Snaggletooth here, and then we're going to fire up the Bluetooth app. I'll show you how this comes up initially, how I'm going to do my initial setup with it, and then we'll do some runs with it and see how it does on the course, see if we can notice any difference, and then we're going to test the waterproofing. But in the meantime, let's put it in Snaggletooth and see how this thing does. So here's Snaggletooth here, our current setup. So you can see I've got the Lizard Pro right here, and I've got the micro receiver here that's paired with the Avatar transmitter system. So this is my Furitek combo here as it is. We're going to pull off the Lizard Pro, and we're going to put the Lizard Ultimate right there. So I think it should fit really nicely right on that tray. Be a nice looking addition to the electronics here. So let's go ahead with the swap. Snaggletooth also runs 3S batteries. I should have said this when we were doing the features and benefits, but like the Lizard Pro, the Lizard Ultimate also supports 3S batteries, which is great. So let's get swapping here. All right, there's our Lizard Pro out of there. We have our channel 2 plug. It's going to plug into our receiver here. Right there. Going to plug our motor right here in the front. Trying to think of how to position this, because the on-off switch is in the back. This little button here. If I get room to press it, I think I might have to switch that around. Probably switch it like that. I need a little more room out of my motor cable here if I'm going to do that approach. Yeah, I think that's good. So I will plug this in. All right, now I'm going to get some double-sided tape to stick that. Actually, no, I'm not going to tape it yet because I'm going to take it right off when we do our waterproofing test. So that should be it. It's just kind of sitting there for right now. Battery should plug in right there. We should be ready to rock and roll. So let me just put power to this thing, make sure it turns on, and then I'm going to have to cut because I need to use my phone for the Bluetooth app. Right, got power. Those lovely blue lights come on. I like to see that. That just kind of gives you an idea of how this is going to look. The battery's going to sit right on that tray. The Lizard Ultimate will sit right on there behind it. So it looks good. I like it in there. That's nice. Sharp looking. So I'm going to cut for a minute. I'm going to jump into the app. I'll do a screen capture while I'm in there getting it set up. And then we'll take old Snaggletooth for a run on the course and see how it goes. Let's fire up the Furicar app here. So you'll see it there on the Bluetooth wave. Once you open this up, for the first time, you'll have to set a password. So once you create your password, it'll boot you up into this running screen here. This is where you can do some of your initial customization. I like to set the throttle direction. It usually comes reversed when you first open this up. You can switch the direction, your steering and everything. This is where you change your voltage output. If you want to run big power to your servos, you can do that. It's also got this FOC, this field-oriented control down here on the bottom. That's a cool feature, similar to what the Lizard Pro has. Just a lot of customization and tuning options here. So I leave these pretty much factory. The only thing I really change here is the throttle direction, like I said. So once you do that, it should be ready to go. Okay, now let's get into some of the other features here. So this is the throttle. This is where you can adjust the throttle settings. Your punch, your neutral brake, low speed settings. Now let's get into the throttle curve. This is cool where you can do a lot of your tuning. So you can grab each one of these little dots and then you can adjust them to your driving style, which is very cool. You can do the same thing for reverse. And when you do that, you go into your telemetry here, and this gives you the real-time telemetry. So when you squeeze the trigger, you can see the RPMs there on the left, and you can see the throttle percentage on the right. Again, you can toggle back and forth between various screens here and just watch this action in real time. It's very cool, and it kind of gives you a graphical scale here as well as seeing it on the throttle curve itself. So the real-time telemetry that this app offers is really cool, and it's super fun to be able to just toggle around and tune this because it's live. So as soon as you make changes to your throttle curve, it takes place immediately, and you can feel it in the build, you can see it in action, and then you can watch it on this telemetry. It's very cool. I always recommend checking your firmware and get into these settings. It does have options for specific motors. We're running the SMP motor from Mofo on this, and there's not an option for anything other than Furitek products here. So that's one thing you gotta check. So just a lot of great options in this app here. Just looking over these one more time, make sure I'm good to go. So I think that should be pretty much it. I'm gonna run it with this. We'll try this out, see how it goes. Let's get out of here, and then we'll put Snaggletooth on the course. So there you have it, very easy setup. One of the things I did do is I upped the voltage to 6.5 volts for my servos. It is very snappy, very fast. You have very smooth power delivery, four-wheel steer works excellent. Looks great in there. Great. So why don't we button this thing up? I'm going to put it on the course just so we can tool around for a little bit, and then we'll take it off and put this thing in some water. All right, let's have some fun with this thing, but first let me give you a close-up look of this thing in the build. Looks really nice on there. See, I ended up switching the positions of these, so I put them horizontally rather than vertically. I think it looks really nice. It just fits in there better. It's easier to hit the power switch here. I like it a lot. Very clean, looks great on the build. So we'll button Snaggletooth up and then we'll have some fun. Alright, so Snaggletooth is running 3S power. I'm on full speed. So you can see it might be a little jumpy, but we'll see. I haven't adjusted that telemetry or that throttle curve at all. So we're just going to run it and play around. Nice and smooth. Nice and slow, super duper slow there. That's on full power mode. It's pretty good. So far it feels exactly like the Lizard Pro. I'm not noticing anything different, which, you know, to be expected. This should perform just like that. If nothing's different, I think that's a success, right? Because it's doing its job just in a different package. It's exactly what we were looking for. Oh, I was hung up there. Oh, that four-wheel steer. I love that proportional four-wheel steer. Never get over that. So good. One thing I didn't go in and adjust was my drag brake. I usually like to have a little bit of a drag brake, and the Furitek app lets you adjust that too. Just thinking on that downhill. The drag brake is another feature that's in that app that's cool. Whoa, hang on, bike. Whoa, so jumpy. looking good. I like it. It's a good setup. And this motor and the electronics combo just really works good together. That Mofo SMP motor is just so nice. It just fits the deadbolt so well. Just love this combo. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I could drive around and play with this thing all night long, but let's close this thing out. So now what we're gonna do, so I've got this glass of water here. We're gonna test the waterproofing. Now it does not say splash resistant or water resistant, it says waterproof. So we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna drop this right into the water, fully submerge it, and then we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna put it back in Snaggletooth, and we're gonna see if it is indeed waterproof. So let's check it out. All right, here we go, little lizard. Have a nice swim. Oh my gosh, that was so nerve-wracking. I can't believe it. Oh boy. All right, now, moment of truth. Let's see. Probably should at least get the water out of the connectors. To be fair, let's try that. What do you guys think? Do you think it's gonna work? I'm super curious. Let's see, motor plug. Battery going in. Try to turn the avatar on here. It's alive. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Final thoughts on the Lizard Ultimate. So this is a great piece of hardware. You know, Furitek once again has knocked it out of the park with fit and finish on this thing. The red anodized aluminum casing, the beveled edges, the internal Bluetooth in this just nice compact piece of hardware is excellent. From a aesthetic standpoint and a fit and finish, it's a wonderful addition to any build. The Bluetooth technology and the app and all the configurations and customizations that are available in that system are fantastic. It's great that this thing has more power output than the Lizard Pro. It is indeed waterproof, as we've determined. So there's a lot of benefits here, and yeah, there's a lot of rationale for overhauling your build and incorporating this, and certainly for including it in a new build. So for me, it comes down to really where you're at with your build. You know, are you looking to replace an existing Lizard Pro and upgrade to this unit, or are you starting a new build or a new brushless conversion? If the latter, I think this is certainly worth considering. It's got a lot of bang for the buck here in terms of features and benefits. It's definitely a great option for a new ESC, and I would strongly encourage folks to incorporate this into a brushless conversion as your ESC for that setup. If the former, if you're just replacing an existing Lizard Pro, I'm not sure. I mean, that's something for you to determine if the added features and benefits are worth it. And if you are looking for something waterproof, then by all means, this is a great upgrade. Yeah, I dare say that the Lizard Pro has this shrink wrap on it, but you get any water inside these big gaps, you're going to be in trouble. So this is barely splash resistant, I would say, whereas the Lizard Ultimate, as we've determined, is indeed waterproof. So depending on where you drive and what you do with your rig, could definitely be a worthy upgrade. You do get the extra power output, so is that worth it? And there's also, you know, it's just going to fit more nicely in a build, and it's going to look better, it's going to look cleaner. So those, you know, to me, would be some of the drivers to upgrading and replacing an existing Lizard Pro. So again, I would strongly recommend it if you're looking for an ESC for a new build or a brushless conversion, or if you really want those key features and benefits, definitely worth considering. Shout out to Furitek for making another great product. I really enjoyed trying this out, and thanks to those guys for sending it over to me to try. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the Lizard Ultimate? Have you tried one yet? I want to hear your thoughts, definitely. As always, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.